A mysterious explosion occurs during what appears to be an ordinary day, killing an entire high school class. When one of the students awakens, she discovers she has been reincarnated in another world as a weak, nameless spider-type monster. After fleeing her cannibalistic mother and siblings, she realizes this world operates on RPG logic, only to waste all her skill points on a useless appraisal skill. After wandering the labyrinth for a while, she becomes increasingly hungry and eventually resorts to cannibalizing the corpse of one of her siblings, which causes her to unlock a mysterious taboo skill. She later manages to kill a poisonous frog by trapping it in a web she created, despite the fact that both meals taste terrible. Nameless resolves to survive in this new world. Elsewhere, it is revealed that her classmates have also reincarnated: Shun, the fourth prince of the Annelate Kingdom; noblewoman Keisha, Shun's pet earth dragon; Faye, Hugo, the crown prince of the Ringsent Empire; Saint Yuri, and the class's teacher-turned-elf, Oka. They are all attending magic school with Shun's younger sister, Sue. Faye tells Shun that she believes her reincarnation as a dragon was karmic retribution for bullying their classmate Wakaba in her previous life. She asks Oka for more information, but she reveals that Wakaba has not yet been found, prompting Faye to hope she is okay. Meanwhile, Nameless continues to hunt monsters and discovers a unique skill that heals her as she levels up. She then builds a nest and later discovers a human caught in her web who drops a dragon egg while fleeing. Nameless intends to eat it, but before she can, more humans appear and burn down her nest in order to recover the egg, forcing her to construct a new nest. Nameless, depressed by her weakness, constructs a new nest and begins aggressively hunting monsters in order to gain strength. Her new nest, however, is soon attacked, this time by a massive snake. Nameless defeats the snake after a hard-fought battle, causing her to reach her level cap and evolve. Faye returns to the academy and decides she should try to get stronger herself. After evolving, Nameless is suddenly attacked by a group of humans and falls down a hole while fleeing. Shun's class is practicing magic at the academy. Hugo, on the other hand, creates a scene in an attempt to stand out. The class is then attacked by an earth dragon, which promptly kills the teacher. Hugo arrogantly attempts to defeat it alone, only to be knocked out instantly. Shun attacks it with the help of the other reincarnates, emulating his older brother, the hero Julius. Following that, Shun is horrified to learn that Faye earned the title Can Eater Greater Than, implying the dragon was likely her parent, while Hugo is enraged to learn Shun is being celebrated as a hero. Reunited with Nameless, she now finds herself in the dungeon's lower stratum, surrounded by monsters far more powerful than she. However, she then encounters a powerful earth dragon named Aruba, who easily eliminates them. Nameless attempts to conceal herself, but Aruba notices her. Fortunately for Nameless, Aruba disregards her and flees. Finding herself trapped in the lower stratum, she begins exploring constantly, concealing herself due to the fact that every creature down here is significantly stronger than her. She eventually succumbs to hunger and eats the only species weaker than her, grubs so poisonous that eating them nearly kills her. She eventually begins leveling up again and defeats several weak monsters. She makes a grave error, however, when she kills a monkey monster, prompting its entire family to attack her in retaliation. She is forced to fight the horde after becoming trapped. After a lengthy battle, which she only survived due to the skill that heals her upon leveling up, Nameless triumphs. After defeating the monkeys, Nameless finds what appears to be the path back to the upper stratum but ends up in the middle stratum, a lava level. Nameless is at a disadvantage when it comes to dealing with the new monsters, as they are all capable of burning her webs. She evolves into a small poison pterodactyl for the more potent venom. After finding a safe area, she also purchases the ability Pride with skill points, as it allows her to level up more quickly but also unlocks unholy and dark magic abilities, which she is unsure about. Shun is impressed with Faye's progress at the academy, as she has evolved several times, and they have both gained popularity following the defeat of the Earth Dragon. Faye expresses concern for Yuri, who is becoming more fanatical in her religious beliefs, and demands Shun inform her if he ever encounters someone with the taboo ability, as they are the unholiest of sinners and should be eliminated. Shun is taken aback that his brother Julius, as a hero, is patronized by the Word of God Church. Nameless is frustrated that she is unable to use the magical ability she continues to unlock. When she returns to the lava lake, she encounters giant catfish monsters and discovers she can kill them by tricking them into swallowing balls of her poison. She is also intrigued by a previously unlocked ability, Ruler of Pride. Julius and his team are nearby, approaching the lava lake. Julius reveals that they are on the prowl for a spider monster. Nameless discovers that one of her magical abilities enables her to see a few seconds into the future and defeats a giant eel, later using the eel's corpse as a makeshift shelter to evolve into a Zoolord Raider, then a spider with enhanced combat and stealth. Oblivious to the fact that humans regard Zoolords as harbingers of misfortune, she is pleased to discover that her front legs are now as sharp as knives and her body has generated armor plates as a result of evolution. Additionally, she purchases the Perseverance Greater Than skill, which increases her chances of survival when her health is low, though it also increases her taboo skill. Additionally, she gains the ability to use Detection Greater Than to gain a better sense of her surroundings. Additionally, Dual Perception provides her with two distinct minds, allowing her to multitask more effectively and literally converse with herself. Julius and his team are attacked by 3 greater Pterotics and a Nightmare's Vestige Tarotact. Julius defeats the Pterotics and then defeats the Vestige with his team. But as they depart, Julius cannot shake the feeling that the Vestige were actually afraid of something they missed. Elsewhere, it is revealed that a demon lord greater than was keeping an eye on the Vestige that had betrayed her and required punishments. Shun's popularity increases as a result of Julius' victory, which makes Hugo even more envious. Sean, Faye, and Keisha speak with Ms. Oka about their classmates, who reveals that 11 have been taken into custody by the elves, 2 more have been recently discovered, 4 have been confirmed dead, and 3 remain missing. Shun is attacked by Hugo during a mountain excursion, and Hugo reveals his intention to kill all the students and blame it on a monster attack. However, Ms. Oka intervenes and defeats Hugo before robbing him of his abilities with an unknown skill. Meanwhile, Nameless is pleased with her progress but expresses disappointment that her maxed-out appraisal skill has not evolved. Just then, she receives notification that a person named Administrator D has acknowledged her complaint and crafted her a Wisdom Greater Than skill. This, however, makes Nameless fearful as it implies that a godlike being is monitoring her every move. Hugo vows vengeance against Shun and Ms. Oka upon his return to the academy when he is approached by a girl claiming to be one of the missing reincarnations and offering her assistance due to the fact that they are both princes. Hugo's attempt to assassinate Shun is concealed in order to avoid sparking a war between their 2 kingdoms. Shun recalls his childhood in Japan when they were all close friends and Hugo was egotistical but harmless. He also recalls Hiro, the class outcast, being bullied by Faye. They confront Oka about her refusal to discuss the deceased or unaccounted for reincarnations and inquire about Hiro. Nameless discovers her second mind has been studying magical theory, which enables her to begin using actual magic. While arguing with her second self, her dual perception greater than levels up again, granting her 3 minds instead of 2, and she decides to devote her third mind exclusively to learning magic while she and her second mind focus on survival and leveling up. She is attacked by an injured fire dragon who is still significantly stronger and faster than she is. Attempting to poison it, she creates a magical poison bomb, but it is blown away by a fireball before she can shoot it into the dragon's mouth. Through the rapid communication she maintains with her 3 minds, she unlocks the 4th mind. Trapped, and unable to avoid the dragon, she is struck by a massive fireball. Shun is informed by Ms. Oka that Hiro has died. Julius pays a visit to the academy to inform Shun and Sue that the demons have begun mobilizing for war and that he has been assigned to the front lines. Meanwhile, it is revealed that the nameless that the dragon killed was a figment of the dragon's imagination. She then successfully casts abyss magic greater than on the dragon with the assistance of all four of her minds. She is then confronted by a mysterious man with administrative authority who has sensed the dragon's demise. Due to the language barrier, they are unable to communicate. Suddenly, a smartphone appears out of nowhere. After conversing with the mysterious man, who then exits, the caller addresses Nameless and introduces herself as D. Nameless, realizing she has been watched, inquires as to what D desires, to which he responds that it is merely entertainment and terminates the call before Nameless can inquire further. The Demon Lord holds council with her generals in the demon realm and declares war on humanity. Shun suddenly unlocks the hero greater than title upon his return to the academy, which can only mean one thing: Julius has been murdered. This episode reveals that Nameless's story takes place 15 years before the rest of her classmates. While wondering about D, Nameless discovers a way back to the upper stratum in the present. Shun meets with the royal family to discuss his new role, and it is decided that he must immediately resign from the academy and assume the role of the hero. Elsewhere, at the ruins of the battle between humans and demons, the magician Ronan, Julius's former magic tutor, is outraged by the loss of life and recounts how 15 years ago, he and a team of soldiers entered a labyrinth to investigate a monster outbreak. They discovered that the cause was a tarotact, scaring away all the others, and a battle ensued, leaving only Ronan and fellow mage Buramus alive. Ronan suspects that the appearance of a queen tarotact on a battlefield is connected to that Zoolord in the past. It is revealed that the tarotact was actually Nameless, who uses the accumulated EXP to evolve once more. This, however, causes her taboo skill to reach its maximum level, at which point she passes out. As Shun struggles with the prospect of succeeding Julius as the hero, Faye convinces him to form a pact with her, allowing him to summon her in the event of danger. This, however, causes Faye to evolve and revert to an egg during the process. Shun later meets Hirons, the sole survivor of Julius's party, who explains that they were all murdered by a mysterious girl in white, with Shun surviving only because Julius gave him his own revival item. Shun does not hold Hirons accountable and accepts him as a new teammate. In the past, as a result of Taboo attaining level 10, Nameless begins to experience visions of the world approaching an apocalypse but struggles to make sense of it all. Nameless decides to challenge Aruba and begins relentlessly leveling up by eliminating any monsters that stand in her way. Finally, she completes her preparations just as Aruba approaches her. Aruba and Nameless are evenly matched, but she is able to tip the balance in her favor by trapping the Earth Dragon in a web she prepared in advance. Aruba, on the other hand, uses all of its saved skill points to acquire abilities against which Nameless is weak. As she becomes increasingly trapped, Nameless considers surrendering briefly but ultimately resolves to fight to the bitter end. However, just as Aruba is about to finish her off, the Earth Dragon collapses. Then it is revealed Nameless recognized that she would be unable to defeat Aruba head-on and instead used a skill she acquired beforehand to drain Aruba's stamina to the point of exhaustion. Nameless is about to deliver the killing blow when Aruba relinquishes her resistance. Satisfied with their victory, this enrages Nameless, and she kills the dragon but feels hollow afterward. In the present, the Demon Lord recalls her encounter with an Earth Dragon while Shun vows to avenge Julius, unaware that Hugo is plotting against him. Back in the past, Nameless discovers a way out of the labyrinth by utilizing a tracking spell she previously cast on the humans. Like and subscribe.